Welcome back, everyone, for a special, super special market open episode. We're not usually open. We're not usually awake this early, but I had a little scare with Beans last night, or I guess this morning. I won't get into it, but she was just shaking. I took her out. She seems fine, so don't worry. Beans is all right. But I was up early. I haven't been able to sleep, so I figured why not start the day? Started early. I'm actually going swimming later too, so figure knock this out. Great to have everyone here. Don't forget to smash the likes and subscribes. It is a morning episode, but we gotta probably push even harder to get the hype going. We had a record-breaking stream 2 days ago with the Fed announcement, 75 BPS. Markets aren't really acting the way we would expect, so I think today's open is going to be spicy. We're going to get into the Bitcoin trades here, but I want to see the first candles going on. Want to see what's happening. S&P 500 opening a little green here. Looks like it closed at a new low yesterday. 3,666. Let's see, back to the top of yesterday's candle. Looks like 3,711. And to fill the gap, a little bit higher than that. So that's going to be an interesting time. I'm going to actually set an alert here. We're going to go through the indices quick. NASDAQ, all right, so everything's kind of up. That leads me to believe that something is probably happening with the dollar. Last week it closed incredibly strong. This week we're going to see how this close goes. Close goes. That sounds weird. We're going to see how this close goes. We're definitely, it still sounds weird. Definitely hoping for some weakness there, praying for rain. NASDAQ closed 11,127, open to a small gap to the upside, 11,174, and yesterday's open, 11,286. A little bit of ground to make up here, though they kind of seem to be heading there already. Important note, I think every indice has a pretty solid gap open above its price. We saw that on the S&P 500. Right there, we see it on NASDAQ, and I'm about to pull up Dow Jones, which I thought I had open, but I guess not. Opening to thunder, man. Not bad. DJI, you look so bad. You look so terrible. Oh, no. Same thing, gap above, kind of a weak price action yesterday, selling, and maybe looking to just fill those gaps. I don't have high hopes that we're going to come up and fill all these gaps. I think maybe we'll see at most 31.3. It's probably going to be dependent on what the dollar's doing. So let's take a peek at the dollar. On the monthly still in good condition, actually, above 103.31. The monthly for the Dixie looking strong with a 3-candle long setup, a bullish engulf, and what looks like very little selling power going on right now. Let's go down to the week. Yeah, last week closed very strong. This week actually battling to stay strong. This is interesting. Last week we had this super strong close off of Biden's speech. Nothing burger speech. This week we did trade higher to a new high all the way up to 106, but into this weekly close we're seeing a little bit of that bullish candor fade away here. A little bit. That's looking actually pretty ugly, this ascending wedge or ascending channel. I think today for this week's close today, aka in like 9 hours, a bullish engulf on the daily, likely to continue into next week. The pain and the dollar rising, stocks, crypto, equities, whatever, biting dirt. However, a close below 104.46, we actually might see some of this bullish momentum wane off and kind of actually looks not too great. Closing below support after having that strong close last week. This is kind of going back to that logic with Bitcoin when we had 9 weekly reds in a row, and I said, I don't want to see a small green candle. That would be really bad, and then the next week we fell to 20K. Kind of the same thing. We had a really strong recovery on the dollar, and to see this close below resistance, to me, it's going to be a weak bullish show, and I think we're going to open into next week with some more blood. Oh, on the dollar, which is probably going to be green all around for everything else, so no complaints there. Though the day just started. It is 7 minutes in, so it might be a little early to start calling kind of how this day will go. Stocks definitely have a lot of gaps. It's like Swiss cheese above them, and we do see those filled very commonly. Very commonly there. I am suspect of this dollar. Let's see how deep it's retraced. Boom, boom. Not even do a 618 yet. Okay, 104.87. 104.87 for the 618. So if we see the dollar trade above maybe 105 today, that's probably not such a hot take. Not such a hot take. Let me add alerts. Cool. We got 220 of the best looking, smartest people in the world joining us in the morning. Smash the like buttons, the subscribe buttons. Someone take the live stream subscriber virginity by ripping off the band-aid, hitting that button. I'd appreciate it. Let's get it going. It's a little quieter. Our crew probably not awake. I don't even know the last time we've streamed this early, so it might be quieter. We'll see. But quieter just means we're gonna get into more secrets. So it's good to see you guys. William Mess, what's up, man? 105, big movie. Yep. Collie Pixels, Diego, Spin B. Dollar has to cool off for Bitcoin to rise. Honestly, the dollar needs to cool off for anything to rise. Anything at all. Everything is facing so much selling pressure from the dollar's just the dollar's ripper. Like it was at a 20 plus year high just a day ago. Saw a little blood the other day. Yesterday, but really didn't see that reflective in anything else. Stocks still fell. Bitcoin didn't have a hot day. Ooh, there it is. The Artho. The Artho taking the scriber virginity. Thank you, my friend, for being the first today. It's great to have you. Hope you jump in our Discord. We do airdrops live after the stream. Really quick. I'm going to put the links in the chat. Check out Market Cipher. You guys see me using this indicator all day, every day. It's by far my favorite trading indicator. Phemex, we're going to be trading on there live today. I have a really crappy position open. But they're a top tier exchange derivative spot. They have an earn program that isn't that doesn't have the same mechanics as, say, Celsius. I feel better with them. I've used them for years. They sponsor the channel. Shout out to them. I love them. Using my link, you can get up to a $4,100 bonus on your first deposit on Phemex and 15% off Market Cipher if you use promo code CROWN. Done. Shill's out of the way. All right. Let's get to the corn. What an ugly week, man. This is funny because back here, I put out a short video. A lot of you probably saw it, where I said, I don't want this week to close as a small green candle. At the time, it was trading bullish engulfed. It looked great. Sold off. And the reasoning is we had all this selling pressure. For this to be the buying response was going to be a very weak show from the bulls. The next week, yep, traded lower, and this week now down to 20K, testing that 200 weekly moving average right here. Let's bring that to the front. 22,350. This is going to be the most important value, in my opinion, for the next 2 days and 11 hours. I would prefer to see CME and the traditional markets wrap up with Bitcoin above 22.3. However, we're still far away. Trading back down to like 20,007. Let's zoom in. This is the chart from the Powell speech. Look at that. What look at that. What is this? What is that gibberish price action? I tweeted about it. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, you probably should. A lot of alpha there. But I tweeted that the days of the Fed's forward guidance tool is over. Look at this is just like a testament. Price rallying on Powell's speech, and it just sells off to nothing. It's like what they're saying no longer matters. For a long time, they used what's called forward guidance, which is essentially telling the markets what to expect at these meetings. We're going to do this. We're not going to change rates. We are going to change rates, etc. And in my opinion, I can't believe it actually lasted this long. But after yesterday or 2 days ago, with the 75 BPS hike versus the 50 that was declared, at this point, or at what point do you just say, Fed, everything you say, you do the opposite? Like, inflation isn't real. Okay, inflation's real, but it's not going to stay around. Okay, inflation's going to stay around. Like, they're just walking back everything they've said. And so their forward guidance tool, I think, is not going to be effective going forward. And that's actually not really a good thing. The Fed is in a tough position as is. Wedged in between unemployment rates and inflation. I say they don't have adequate tools already to deal with it. And now to lose this, in my opinion, is going to make it even trickier. I think markets are going to become more volatile on these FOMC meetings. So make sure you tune in next month. July is probably July 15th. We'll be doing another one of those. Of course, we're going to follow them all year long like we have done for many years. I love how that's become like a thing. I love how we've made what is a super boring Federal Reserve meeting that nobody ever would want to watch into like a fun event. I appreciate you guys for that. You all have made it really fun. I enjoy doing them. I'm excited for next month for that exact reason. We smashed all of our streams records. We had almost 3,000 live viewers on that meeting 2 days ago. It's pretty wild. I'm going to crack open some Bitcoin chart. Let's do that. Let's get into it. Marked out here. You guys know these, but if anyone is new on the channel, I don't know. It's early. Maybe we have new viewership because our viewership's sleeping and you guys are the morning crew. We marked out these levels. These are the macro levels for Bitcoin. Macro supports. These date back to 2018, 2019. These are, I would say, with high probability, if we see 20K broken, price will stop at either 17.1, 13.8, or 10.5. I know that's not what you know. It's not telling you what's going to happen. I don't have a crystal ball. I must have left it somewhere. But with great confidence, I think it will stop. I'm still not even sold. We're going to keep seeing selling, but great confidence it will stop at one of these major historical supports. Honestly, 13.8 would make a lot of sense. It was never back tested on the way up, and actually, if you were a Crown fan all the way back in late 2020, you could probably remember me like yelling about 13.8, saying, "Oh, you can wait for this back test," and people laughed at me. I still get crap randomly when people return. It never came back. Maybe that's where we're headed. I don't know. The reality of it is no one knows where the bottom's going to be. There's no one in the world that can tell you exactly where any market is going to bottom. It just doesn't work that way. It's almost like a Pandora or whatever, Schrodinger thing. If you know that's the bottom, then it won't be the bottom. The bottom is very random. It is not even known to big players. Big players may think they know, but once price gets there, there may be some kind of cascading liquidations. There may be other big actors that push the price again. Don't be fooled. No one knows exactly what's going to happen. People make calls, and then in hindsight, they're proven correct. But while they made the call, they might have all the confidence in the world, but they don't actually know. Neither do I. Neither do I. What was I going to say? Oh, big important thing, actually. This is really important, very related to crypto. So everyone is aware of what's going on with Celsius. I don't have any good updates on that. However, I do want to update you guys on what I've done since. This is what I said I was going to do, and I did it. I've withdrawn my assets. I was using multiple yield platforms like BlockFi, Ledin. It's a Canadian one, Ledin. Hodl, all kinds of places. I've withdrawn all of my assets from all exchanges. Now, I don't think you need to like tremble and be worried about, say, Coinbase. You shouldn't freak out. But I even withdrawed from Coinbase. I'll put it this way: for those of you who don't have a cold wallet or hardware wallet, Coinbase is the best place to put your assets to hold. I would say from a counterparty risk standpoint, other than your cold wallet. Your cold wallet is always going to be number one. Nothing can touch that. But if you have assets on Coinbase, you don't have maybe even a big portfolio, but you really don't have a hardware wallet. At least it's on Coinbase. I'm not worried about Coinbase, to be honest. However, there's always a risk. There's a risk when you don't have your coins in your wallet, no matter what the situation. And it's honestly weird to me that it took this long, because the last time an event like this had happened, the Celsius thing, it's not quite Mt. Gox, but it is like probably the closest event we've seen where platforms are pausing withdrawals and are like basically insolvent. That's what happened with Mt. Gox. I don't think that all platforms are going to suffer, but the risk of other platforms being insolvent or collapsing or whatever has gone up since the Celsius thing. Now we're seeing big actors like Three Arrows, Capital, that were liquidated for $400 million or something. Big money is getting wrecked. That should say something to you. Big money never loses. That's what we kind of joke about here. Big money never loses. Only us poors lose. Well, when big money starts losing, you need to start taking or minimizing your risk. And that was essentially what I did, or why I took everything. Everything. I think I have $1,000 on Coinbase of like random coins I just don't feel like withdrawing. But I took all of my money out of USDC and USDT, put it into my bank. I'm not worried about USDC or USDT, honestly, but this is all just risk off. I don't like what's happening. I don't know what's happening. I don't even know all the mechanics behind what's happening. And so the smartest move for me is to just lock the doors, close the gates, keep everything in my cold storage until this blows over, and then I can go look for kind of risk on opportunities again. I'm not worried about missing out, like, I don't know, missing a good trade or something, like, oh, some coin jumped up really high that I had on exchange. I will sit that out happily if that means I reduce my risk of what's happened on Celsius happening to my assets. I did lose some assets on Celsius. I don't know if they're lost yet. I don't have high hopes. But after that, my risk tolerance is dried up. I'm just going to wait it out. When the time's right, I may look to move assets back onto exchange, but for now, no thank you. No thank you. I think I said it the other day. Let me get rid of these labels. I think I said it the other day, is when BlockFi and Celsius and these Nexo, etc. first started out, maybe 2 years ago, the reward was pretty good. Their APYs were pretty good, and the risk, or at least my perceived risk, was pretty low. So it was a good risk to reward, just like we're going to do with trading here. Over time, those interest rates were lowered, meaning the reward dropped. And now with Celsius being insolvent, basically, or I don't know, allegedly, don't quote me, that risk is up. So that risk to reward has kind of gotten flipped on its head. And for those reasons, I'm out. All right. That was my whole spiel. It's just an important thing. I didn't want to forget it. I wanted to make sure you guys knew that. I want to be honest with you guys with what I'm doing. Again, I don't think it's a freak out situation, but I believe it is a smart move to move your assets off of the kind of more risky exchanges, put them in your wallet, and just let the storm blow over. Nothing's going to happen to them in your wallet if you're practicing proper security measures. Okay. On the monthly, Bitcoin is still at an all-time low for RSI on the monthly. The last time RSI was even close was January 2019. That was at 3,400. The low had been put in the month before at 3,100. And the next month, we had a higher low. And that was the most recent time RSI on the monthly was anywhere close to here. Do with that as you will. We don't do financial advice. Oh, NASDAQ's moving. That's what I was hoping for. Cool. NASDAQ trading up now. Spicy. Basically just retesting yesterday's open. Maybe looking to fill that gap. That's not a huge move, though. Not a huge move, even if it does. Likely, unless we see dollar weakness, which we'll pull up. Unless we see dollar weakness, which we don't, at least in my opinion, yet. I don't like this structure, but I don't see it falling quite yet. This is likely going to get sold off, in my opinion. Wait, I switched charts somehow. Yeah, likely going to get sold off, in my opinion, here on NASDAQ. Looks like it was kind of just hunting for positions, maybe baiting in longs. I would love to be wrong, because if NASDAQ starts ripping, the odds of our baby corn ripping, pretty good too. All right, maybe I will be. It's weird. Where's the dollar weakness here? I mean, this could just fall down now. We'll see. 5 minute, little bit. Still looking strong. In my opinion, the dollar's still looking strong. Up to the 30 minute at minimum. 45. Hour. Little bit of weakness on the 2. I think the 2 is looking to roll over at some point. Huh. This is beautiful, though. Let's try this. 0.5 retrace. Dang. I wish we had 0.5 retraces. We never get those. Yeah, not loving this yet. Actually, what I do see is potentially maybe a rounding top here, which I kind of would expect to break to the upside. That might go something like this. Something like that. With the DJI, or no, I keep saying DJI. With NASDAQ moving, that's kind of interesting. Did not expect that. Nothing else really seeming to move. DJI actually, as I purposely am saying DJI this time, a nice hourly candle, but not really in the same position as NASDAQ with that nice retest of yesterday's open. S&P 500 lagging as well. All right, so you say. Not as spicy as I expected. Kind of thought it was breaking out. Here we go. No, that's not it. I lost my chart. Okay. Was I working with this one? I don't think I was. Maybe I was. Oh yeah, I was on the monthly. Let's go down to the weekly. To the week. So we close up our week in 2 days, 11 hours. We have a good amount of time for that. But this is the same thing as the monthly. We are at maybe the most oversold Bitcoin has ever been. And if you think about this logically, it makes sense. With what we've seen going on, with Three Arrows Capital being liquidated, these big players, Celsius basically liquidating assets, it makes sense that Bitcoin could be at the most oversold level it's ever been. We have very big players, very big institutions with lots of money that are getting liquidated, which is essentially just forced selling on the market. So institutional investment was supposed to make it, less volatile, more stable. The reverse may end up being true. As they hunt each other out of existence, we may see more volatility. It's kind of a spicy thought. Simply because we have bigger single points of failure. Honestly, because we're less decentralized. That makes sense. King Dala, what's up, Alchemist? I shared the tweet to this stream in chat again. If you haven't liked it and retweeted and followed me on Twitter, please help us out. Helps us get views. Smash the like buttons if you haven't. We have 440 now. We're getting back to like our normal numbers. We can get to 420 likes with your help. That's our goal every day. We could do it right now if enough of you picked your finger up, put it on the mouse, click that thumbs up. Costs you nothing and it makes a big difference. It really does. It's not placebo. YouTube shows our stream to more people. The more people engage with the stream. So that's chatting in the stream, voting on the poll that's up there. Weekend price action, bears winning at 45%, crab at 33%. Liking and subscribing. Those things are all engagement. And when you do it, YouTube then goes and shows this to new people. That's how we grow. It's not because of me. It's because of you guys, not your hard work. What's up, Adam Falk? 5 a.m. It's almost 5 a.m. A little bit past. Good to have you, my friend. Good to have you. MACD on the weekly looking like crap. We had 1 week of hope and now crap. And that 1 week of hope is obviously the small green candle. Market Cipher looking very ugly on the weekly. VWAP trending down. Momentum faked out. It was looking to cross over. It did not. Pulled back away. Looking to explore lower momentum lows, it looks like. The one thing I like about this that wasn't true, I believe, when we looked at this last, this money flow, this is not something that you can trade on, but it's something you definitely want to keep an eye on. This money flow is starting to maybe round out. Maybe it's put in its low. I think that might be a little hopium, at least at this point. But that may suggest that it's looking to roll over to positive money flow. We could obviously see the same thing. Like a very weak impulse wave. But I'm going to keep my eye on this. If the week does settle up, and I think now I can say this kind of confidently, if the week does settle up above the 200 weekly moving average, this money flow is likely to look very good, and it's likely to look very good into next week's open. So that would really be ideal. I know I said that already, but it would be extremely nice to see Bitcoin settle even at 22,300. By Sunday, preferably by the end of today as well. I would like CME to close up there, but it's not necessary. That's right here. Right there. Yeah, that white line label. Oh, I just turned these off. I see. I see what I'm doing. Let me do that. Boom, done. Okay, go down to the day. What an ugly daily. That's an ugly daily. Wow. Wow. That's wild. Brutal bearish engulfing daily candle yesterday. That close was brutal. Also interesting, it didn't actually trade to a new low, which is very weird. This was a very powerful bearish candle. It didn't trade to a new low, didn't break June 15th's low. This daily that is open right now looks like garbage. Really do want to see that trade back up to the 200. What's interesting is our local daily resistance is roughly where that 200 weekly moving average is, and that's likely to make that resistance a little stronger. I have an idea. This is why I go through. This is why I go through all the time frames. I know it can be monotonous or repetitive, but that just gives me an idea. So on yesterday's open, where did yesterday open on Phemex? Because I'm trading on Phemex. Love Phemex. It opened at 20,000. No, that's the low. Opened at 22.57. I have a little position there. 22. Let's change this. So I'm going to change 22, 23. Okay, 22.57. 22.444. I like my fours. I'm going to look to potentially close this little long, open a little short there at yesterday's open. Not financial advice, none of this is. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it being financial advice. And basically what I'm betting on here is that this happens. That price does at least come back to yesterday's open. We did see that on NASDAQ. That doesn't really mean Bitcoin will, but it is. You can factor that in your thinking. That it will come back. Honestly, it looks like it would reject at this point. If it does go there, I would prefer it just to keep rallying, but it looks like it probably will find lots of resistance, at least if it does it today. We may actually look at the order block of candles from before, and that would be 22.1. And on Phemex, that would be right where I opened this awful tiny long position. Perfect. Perfect. 22.9. Yeah, let's screw it. Who wants to see me get liquidated? I do. Okay. There we are. 22. Entry price 21. Oh no, I can't go short then. Oh well, I'll just cancel that one. So we're still good there on orders. Still good on orders. Okay. On the day, did I look at the daily? Interesting. So this is like, maybe you look at this and you're like, oh my gosh, that's exciting. Oh my goodness, I should get excited. Yes and no. So we have our green dot on Market Cipher on the daily. And typically these dots signify reversals. They signify bottoms, not macro necessarily. We don't know what kind, but at least a local bottom. So usually that is a good sign. That's a cause for, you know, some kind of hopium, right? Unfortunately, this one specifically, we can't trust. Momentum's pinching and RSI and MACD is right where we want it to be. It's moved over into positive. This is also off of lower highs on money flow on the daily. This is actually all good stuff. We've been watching this money flow and saying, hey, we had a high, we had a lower high, and it was coming back up, but we speculated we were going to see a third lower high, and that would be actually a pretty bullish sign. Because when that happens, we tend to see money flow roll over. We haven't exceeded that yet, so right now it's good. But the reason we can't trust this, and I'm not going to get excited yet, is if you were watching Market Cipher yesterday and the day before, I think even the day before, it's been at least 3 days now. We had this dot yesterday, and we had it the day before at least. I want to say we had it the day before that too. What's happening is Market Cipher with this dot here is saying if the daily closes right here, you'll have that dot. Until the daily closes, that dot is Schrodinger's dot. That's the theme today. It's not real yet. It's only real once the candle closes. And that's a lesson that we could have observed over the last 2 or 3 days, because that dot has appeared, and then by the time these candles have closed, that dot has disappeared. The same is going to be true for this momentum right here, this winning momentum candle. There's a lot of agreement. Market Cipher looking bullish. MACD looking bullish provided we get a good close. And RSI, man, on the daily is down in the dirt. Weird. Weirdly, not as low as January 2020. That's weird, but it is also something very important. If those other indicators are right, if they're right, and we get a good close today, and we see some kind of reversal, we will paint bullish divergence off of this RSI low. I don't even need to look at the chart. The lowest point in price is right here, or it was like 2 days ago, day before, I don't know. And it isn't the lowest point in RSI. So on the daily, any kind of reversal gives us bullish divergence on RSI, period. Let's take a look at what that looks like. No divergence here, little mini lesson. We had a low in price and a lower low in price. See, 1, 2, low, lower low. We had a low, lower low. No divergence between these two lows right here. Because price and RSI did the same thing. It fell, it went to a low. It fell lower, went to a lower low. So no divergence. That's not really good or bad, it's just neutral. But if we look back to January and today, price is indeed lower right now than it was in January. And so that is bullish divergence. There are multiple kinds, but it doesn't matter what they're called. That is one of them. It is a strong bullish divergence if it plays out. So there's actually seemingly a lot riding on today. Today has potential to see some kind of meaningful reversal. Doesn't guarantee, I don't know, all-time high tomorrow, but even a meaningful reversal could be just some of these losses. Even if we look at it very zoomed in. Something like this, from our 32.3 high to 20K. We got our 618 retracement right here at just about 27,000. We could easily move up to 27,000 and then come back down. I've been talking about that a lot lately because, I don't know, just charts are charts, man. Doesn't care what I want. You can even, like, almost see this. You can almost see this here. As I put these trend lines... you can see that 618, if it hit, I don't know, the top of this descending trend line, that would even fit into what looks at this point like some kind of descending channel. And actually now I just saw that. Now I want to see how descending of a channel this looks. Because that could be nice. That could be a nice little surprise. How would I even cut this? Something like that. Yeah, that looks actually pretty good. Finally right here with you. I'm going to read the chat in just a minute, guys. Let me get through the day. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty... I like this, actually. I like this. This ascending channel, if it is one, could suggest that we have like a slightly lower low to go. Just under 20K. If it bounces from the channel, then maybe it returns to the top of the channel at 618. I like that. I never like noticed this, I guess. You had this nice channel. You broke out, basically you faked us out. You back tested the channel and then you fell right back. You rejected from it. So that's kind of what we would expect to see if price is going to keep going lower. To either trade sideways into the side of the channel and fall, or possibly retrace back to, you know, like previous support up here, 25, 27 for that 618 retrace and then fall. The good news, if you want to seem like good news, I can make it sound like good news, is that descending channels have a probabilistic edge of breaking to the upside. It can only fall down in a channel so long before it breaks up and retraces. So if we are in that pattern, it is suggesting that we're going to look for a breakout to the upside at some point. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell us when that would happen. Let's go down to like the 4 hour. What's up, Aiza Hilya channel? What's up, Aiza Hilya? Sok Keval Kio Visao. Mohammed Khalifa. I like that name. Not a lot of subscribers today. If you're out there, we're not usually on in the morning, but this is a little special treat. The market open. Join us. Join us. Jump in the Discord. Subscribe. We're live here covering markets, mostly crypto, but we do dabble in other markets because we love charts. Speaking of other markets, NASDAQ looks like it's selling off as we kind of are looking at. It hit yesterday's open, sold off a little bit. The reason I didn't believe it was going to keep going is the dollar isn't showing weakness. If the dollar was starting to get faded maybe at the same time, I would have thought, okay, yeah, this could keep going, maybe fill those gaps above it. But the dollar's still reaching back to that 618 retracement. If we see weakness there, then probably we'll see stocks move. But I'm not feeling it yet, especially with the S&P 500 and Dow Jones not doing that. They weren't reaching up to their to the previous day's open either. And so the market really wasn't showing strength, especially with the dollar still flexing. Too soon. Too soon. Let's go down to this 4 hour, see if we can snipeys anything. We do have lower candle closes, but no lower low. Okay. All right. A little bit of goods. So this is in general pretty ugly, but what I do like is momentum did pull back, and it is maybe, we'll find out probably today, it is looking to roll over. Are you ready? Dallin, you can always have a kiss, bro. Dallin's been a member for 25 months in a row. Wow. Holy crap, Dallin. Has it really been that long? I think you were one of like the first people though to subscribe. It was like you and Sharknado, or to sign up for the member. Membership comes with nothing but a green name and an icon and some emojis, but it also comes with my love. I love you, Dallin. Kisses. Kisses, brother. No homo. Or homo, I don't care. Whatever you want it to be. The money flow here, this is looking potentially like that V shape, like that hard top. I need to see momentum pull. Need to see momentum pull a little harder and VWAP come back up on the 4 hour to confirm that in my mind. Well, surprise momentum here on the 4. You have a higher high. You don't have a higher high in price. Oh man, this is sketchy. It's sketchy. Definitely gonna have bullish divergence off your low as well on the 4. Similar to the day. This just doesn't look great. Still looks like shit. I would love for this not to look like shit. This is what I see. I see something like this. My OCD just kicked in. I have to make it perfect. There we go. See something like this. Not a great look. Not a great look. Not bullish. I could definitely see something like this playing out. But what we kind of do want to see, though, is that descending channel. Lower lows, lower highs, coiled price action. We do want to see that because that tends to end these dry spouts. That's what ended the sell-off last summer. Let's go back and look at that. Just get a little refresher. We do like to see this kind of price action because that does tend to lead to reversals. And if you even zoom out, you can see that same pattern really was at play the whole time. Slightly lower lows, lower highs, and then you break out to a new all-time high. Boom. That was such a fake out. This has been a wild ride. I feel really bad for people who started in crypto last year because even for crypto, this has been wild, man. Wild. Yeah, I can see this flattening top, maybe. I don't love it.
Still up a ton since finding you, Tom. Got my coins at 4K when we met, smiley face.
Making me proud, Dallas, son. Making me proud. A little tear to my eye. It's funny, man, because people who heard that just started in crypto are probably like, Dallin, you're so lucky. Dallin, tell them how lucky you are. How, in hindsight, you probably feel lucky. Maybe, probably not, actually. But how lucky were you, at the time? Probably didn't feel very lucky. Probably didn't feel very lucky at all. Probably felt how people are feeling right now. Not very good. People always tell me I got lucky, and it's like, yeah, but I told you about Bitcoin 5 years ago, man. Yeah, but you got lucky. It's like, no, it is not lucky. It's nice to get the gains, I'll tell you that, but I would not describe being in Bitcoin as lucky. I would describe it as being really painful. On the hour, Market Cipher showing us a little rolling over here. That's what we were hoping to see on higher time frames with these lower highs. Let's see this. With lower highs and our lows being broken. that tends to suggest it wants to roll over. Momentum does look like crap here, but VWAP's starting to trend back up. I could see something like this happening on the hour. And that would be pretty nice. That'd be pretty nice. That's going to show a little bit of probably weakness on the sell side, at least until that resolves, until we see money flow roll back over, and then we can give the bears another swing at our portfolios, sadly. This is cool. Right here, RSI fell. It was it was oversold. It rallied. It fell just back to the oversold line, which is 30, and rejected. So if RSI breaks its high, you have a swing rejection, which is actually a pretty strong signal. That would be a bullish one. But the failure to oversell again, or that zone being defended, when it's retaken, makes that move very spicy. Very spicy. Let me see. Pop out the chat here. 45, pretty much the same as the hour. Pretty much the same. Not even worth talking about. 30 looking... Man, look at this. There's a beautiful swing rejection again. This is pretty ugly RSI, though. I'm not gonna lie. This is what I see when I look at this. That's not great. In general, if you want to know how to read RSI, just overall, if you want price to go up, you want RSI above 50. If you want price to go down, you want RSI below 50. What I don't like about this is RSI on the 30-minute here is spending way more time below 50 than above 50. You can see that every time it's reached it, really just gets sold off.
Just hold. Patreon trade setup's been fire also.
We don't really do the trade setups anymore on Patreon. Now it's just a social club. Social club. What's your take on BRC? I have no idea, sweet man. How you doing? Jackin. I'll let that read, man. But you did take a big risk. It didn't feel good at the time, but now it feels good. Actually, it probably doesn't feel good now. It probably felt good, I don't know, last year. Now it feels bad again, even though you're up a lot. Welcome to hell. Crypto investing is hell, man. It's like you're up, you feel bad. You're down, you feel bad. I don't know when you win. No, when that comes.
One Jillion short. I love that this robot lady reads everything I say. Moo hoo ha ha, moist jiggly, I am a dumb robot.
You just made her clowning herself. Thank you, my friend. Jackin Sierra. $1 billion. That's how much her trading. 15 minute, got a little bit of upside. Little bit upside, I hope, from this money flow. Yeah, it's looking good. 15 minutes suggesting perhaps in the short term, like the next two candles, downside, and then it looks to roll over. Something like this. That would be likely. You can kind of even see how this is trended in a channel like that. 15 showing a little upside. Maybe the 5 will bring us clarity. The exact opposite, but lining up with the 15. As I said, this candle, next candle, candle after that. Short term, 5 minute is looking for downside right now. It's not showing strength yet. We're just seeing our momentum highs lower, our lows lower as well. Money flow, kind of, who knows what that is. Going to look like a butt. But. Good. This looks like it'll come down. The 15 minute will likely grab it, and we'll see how far that can move. You can, let me see if I can zoom out and make this look right. There it is. That's what I see. I don't see a bunch of colors. I see that. One wave. So short-term downside on the 5, and look at that. Of course it's falling. Of course it's falling. That is pretty ugly too. Just broke its low. Ew. Makes me want to jump out of this long position. 20,200. 19.8. It's interesting. People have been talking about like the previous all-time high. The previous all-time high on Coinbase, which is the only exchange I care about, its price when it comes to all-time highs. 19,891.99. So we actually haven't backtested it yet. Even though we traded as low as 20,200. We still haven't, no, lower than that. 20,070. Even if we test 20,000, we still haven't back tested that previous all-time high. Where are you going to stop? Right here? I'm going to stop right here. One minute, fam. 1 minute. Gotta do the do's. That's a pretty deep retracement. Pretty deep. I don't like that. It's probably going to bounce right there, though. Let's be real. It's going to play out exactly how I just said. 15-minute, looking for some downside, and then it's going to look to get caught up. May not make it back very far. We'll see. If that's the bottom, where do we look next? Back here. Here. 21. It's not very spicy. It's not very spicy. No, my long, no. I have my stop right below the swing low. Right below. I lose like, I don't know, 80 bucks. Oh yeah, we were in a short. Where did it go? There it is. We were in a short. I ended up closing that short. Too early. As I always do with shorts, it seems. Closing it too early. We wrote it from... That's not right. That's not right. I don't know how to read. I don't even know how to read this, I guess. We opened it at like 31. Closed it in pieces down to... I don't even know the last one. It's like 25, 24. And the market overshot us. But that's okay. We wrote it down significantly. It was a good play. Our Ethereum long got stopped out long ago. Glad it did. Oh, crap. There we go. Dollar has broken that 618 retracement, trading almost up to 105. This is still odd to me. This doesn't look like something that's going to keep trending up. This does not look like something that'll continue to trend up. This is a weird ascending channel. There we go. Right there. Get rid of this. Boom. And these typically, like we were talking about in the opposite direction, break to the downside. So this will continue to probably consolidate in here until it finds its high and falls back down. It says probability. There are no guarantees. That's what probability says. There we go. That's clean. Yep, dollar not showing weakness. That's why I was a little confused earlier about NASDAQ rallying to yesterday's open. Let's see. The first hour of trading is coming to a close in 8 minutes. And what a candle. We called the high on NASDAQ, I think, for the day. Back tested that previous open, and sellers came in. We were tipped off that this was likely by the dollar not showing weakness and by our other indices not really doing the same thing. They weren't going back to yesterday's open. They're just chilling, being boring. So that was a good bet. S&P 500 falling. Man, they kind of look like... I wonder if we're going to have a dump into the weekend close. If the dollar keeps pushing up. So I talked about how this pattern, we look for it to break to the downside. But that might mean, I don't know, 60% of the time. What is this? 60% of the time, maybe, it breaks to the downside. That's just made up. I'm just saying that, right? And 40% it breaks to the upside. So still, that does break to the upside sometimes, just less often than it breaks to the downside. Like maybe out of every 10, 3 or 4 break to the upside and 6 or 7 break to the downside on an ascending channel. Again, made up probabilities. But what I'm saying here is it's not impossible for the dollar to do this. It's not impossible. If we see that today, significant trading outside of this, I think we see indices and unfortunately probably Bitcoin, unless we see it kind of bust its own move. Yeah, dipping lower. Let's see it bust its own move away from everything else, likely to follow. Still going to plan. Still going to plan. Hopefully. Okay. Ooh, a little heartburn. I got a crepe this morning. Crepes are good. Thought I had an energy drink. It's empty. This water just splooged on me. Burped at the same time. Burp twins. Burp bros. What's up, Air Random? How have you been, brother? If Bitcoin breaks below 20K, you have a short during it. I have to be short during it. I mean, better, again, I don't know, better than being long, right? How you doing, brother? I don't know if you guys saw it, but it just, like, launched water at me. I don't know why. It's, like, barely even full. Usually when it's, like, packed full, it does, but... Yep, this is a water bottle. You fill it once. Yeah, dude. It's maybe more like a fire hose today. Is it just... I don't know what's going on with that shit. All the paper hands sold already. Wick 589, man. That's something that people... I think people are discounting that. 1 second. I think people are discounting that. And they shouldn't. At least for me, I'm a millennial. So I may not be... You may not share this because you're probably not a millennial if you don't. But I don't really trust stocks. I don't have any faith or belief. You know, I don't see them as inherently good or changing or important. I have no connection with them. And so I don't have stocks. I sold them. Exactly. If I did, I would be more likely to sell my stocks than I would my Bitcoin, than my crypto. If I needed to sell something or liquidate something, I would likely do that. If you think about the process Bitcoin has put its holders through over the last 13 years, the farther back you go, the longer you've been in this game. Sorry, asking for an energy drink. The longer you've been in this game, the more hardened your hands are. That sounds silly and cliche, but it's very real. You guys see me sit here and just watch Bitcoin dump. You tell me, like, you've seen me. It doesn't faze me. It doesn't faze me because I've seen this happen so many times. I have seen so many scenarios where people have said it's the end of Bitcoin. You know, this or that or these things, it's dead and it's never going back. And I've seen them be wrong over and over and over again. And I've seen every time people turn around after and say, if only I had just done nothing. If I had just done nothing and just held my Bitcoin, I would have so much money. But instead, I did all these other things, blah, blah, blah. The hands in Bitcoin specifically are likely the most hardened hands for holding an asset in the world. Easily. In fact, anyone who's held through more like a cycle or more has seen their asset go minus 85%. That's pretty... That is very unusual. If your stock went 85% down, you probably would want to sell it because you'd be worried they would go bankrupt. Not that one. Can you do the shaker bottle? Crap. Can you make the shaker bottle? Here's one. 1 sec. Straight. Thank you. Getting hooked up. All right. Sorry, I got distracted there. All right. I'm hoping that this is it. I'm hoping this is where we see that 5-minute play out, 15-minute play out, and then see a retrace. We will find out. I wish I wasn't in this long so I could make like scalpier shorter. I almost want to close this long just so I can like scalp. I wish I got multiple positions open. I guess I could on, I opened it on like Ethereum or something, right? Interesting. So, still watching Litecoin. Still watching Litecoin. I know, it's like a meme at this point. Tom and his Litecoin. On the 13th. So that was before Bitcoin bottomed out. Or it was the day of. No, before Bitcoin bottomed out. Weird. Right here. Right here. For some reason, at 25,000 on this drop, Litecoin started gaining value against Bitcoin. You would assume it would be like down here, maybe here, right? But for some reason, right here. I don't know. Before the bottom was in. Interesting. For you new crypto people out there, you might not be aware of this. This is long forgotten trading crypto magics. But there is a reason or two that I like Litecoin. The biggest of which is simply when I started trading, that is what everyone looked at. It's hard to imagine, right? A world where people cared about Litecoin. I still do, but we all watched it. We watched Litecoin versus Bitcoin pair. And essentially, we would call it like the Litecoin signal. When Bitcoin was about to move up, we would see LTC BTC move up before. It would like front run it. And then we knew Bitcoin was going to go up. Then Bitcoin, what was it? It's been so long, I can almost like not even remember the pattern. It was like, maybe it was Bitcoin down, Litecoin up, then Bitcoin would move down, and Litecoin would move up on Bitcoin pair, and they would just seesaw back and forth. And everyone watched it. It was huge. It was like just almost known by everyone. No one really talks about that anymore, but we used to literally watch Litecoin to kind of try to predict Bitcoin, and it was very successful. Now, if you look back at Litecoin, that has not been so successful. Has not been so successful since really when that started functioning back here. This has just been a sell. Sell. But could it return? Could that relationship return where they're essentially seesawing off of each other? I don't know. I'm not going to say yes, like definitely or anything, but I'm going to watch this, especially with the timing. It's weird to me that Litecoin bottomed out, at least so far, against Bitcoin on the 13th. Then Bitcoin continued falling till the 15th it put in its low. Litecoin had 3 beautiful green candles. Then what happened yesterday with Bitcoin? I think it fell, right? Yeah. We closed that ugly daily. Yeah, Bitcoin fell, I guess, and then Litecoin had this little red candle. Weird. This doesn't really seem correlated, but we could get a good close today, and that good close wouldn't really be far away. We're actually trading above it right now, 002239. Then you have a bullish engulf daily, and you also have a 3-candle long setup. I'm going to keep watching this. I don't have anything evidence-wise to say that this relationship will exist again. But I definitely don't want to discount it. I definitely don't want to think, oh, there's no reason to watch that. This was such a big factor in trading just a few years ago. It would be a welcomed return to normal. Well, it does kind of look like price is stopping where we were eyeing it up. Getting faded on these retraces, though. Getting faded some. We'll fly. I'm gonna read the chat here. Let me just shore this up. 1 minute bull div. Yeah, I think you're looking back here. We've gotten so faded by these retraces lately in stream. The thing is we always look for these. They happen probability is very much in their side. Even though we've been kind of getting screwed by them lately, overall, they're still what I think traders should look for. Just retraces in the other direction after a move. Even though they haven't really been hitting in the last maybe 2-3 weeks with this downtrend, we haven't really been seeing these retraces. I'm still going to keep looking for them. I'm not going to change everything just because local price action is a little different. There we go. There we go. This really doesn't look great. This really might be looking for deeper. No, maybe not. That'd be really crappy to sell into today. Yeah, I can't speak. I'm not a morning person, man. It'd be crappy to sell into today's close. It'd be crappy. Best channel right here, Psychic Mike. Best Psychic Mike right here. Out of all the Psychic Mikes I know, dude, you're the number one by... I think I missed the fly. You're number one. This... Oh, that's not a fly. It's a fuzzy. Weird. I don't like that. That's unnerving. Just like a floating fuzz. We have a lot of spiders, and the spiders like just returned, actually. In force. Biggest decentralized dance party? Ever. Probably means like you can't dance with people because you have to dance by yourself. Be your own dance node. I gotta turn this fan. 1 sec. It's heating up in the morning. Well, we didn't call the bounce. Looks like it traded a little lower already. It's heating up. I'm going, another reason we're streaming early, we're going to the lady's grandparents. They have a pool. And her little cousin's there. She's like 7. We're going to have a fun outdoor pool day. And it's going to be a good pool day because it's probably already getting close to 90 degrees here. Unheated pool is going to feel so good. Ugh. Ugh. Can't wait. You got that bullish divergence. It's just not chilling. Not chilling. Beautiful. I didn't see this on the hourly. "24 minutes. Definitely could see that. Something like that play out. Saw it drop down to fib levels, reject off the 0.5, fall to the 786. Little staircase down. Oh, Bitcoin. Why are you so sick, man? Can I help you? How do I help you get better? This does not look good. Open a short on ETH at 10,070, 10,080, or not 10,000, 1,080. I don't know, man. I feel like that's risky. I don't give financial advice, but if you look at the major supports, I mean, it's kind of opening a short at support. Hey, DJI just eating shit. We can pull up Ethereum, though. I haven't looked at it in a bit. Get my posture good. My neck was hurting the other day because I wasn't sitting up straight, leaning into the mic. Ethereum, at least Bitcoin doesn't look as bad as Ethereum. That I'll give it. That'll give it, man. 4, 6, 8, 10. On its 11th red weekly candle in a row. We'll find out in 2 days, 10 hours. You'd have to trade all the way back up to 1442. So here's the reason I said that seems risky. Not financial advice, but you have major support at 1100. Below that, you don't have support really to like 750, 650 area. It's just a big void. If you're shorting, you're basically betting it just drops straight down, which to me is a hard bet after 11 red candles. Of course, we could have said that after 10 red candles or 9 red candles, and we would have been wrong. 11 isn't some magic number or something. It's just like so much falling with no retracement. You can't help but think that stops are going to get hunted, right? Theory on the weekly does look like shit. Like garbage. Daily's not really much better either. Wow. I mean, maybe it is the play, right? Maybe it is the play because it's already closed. It's already closed below. A little consolidation at 1200, drop to 1100, close below. I mean, sure. I mean, that could play. I think just in general, I don't like opening with the market. So for me, I'd rather like play that back to 1200 as a long with a stop tight below, probably just these daily lows, maybe below the 15th low. And then look to potentially enter a short there at like 12 back down. I don't like to like watch it drop, then open a short, hoping it drops more. That's not a comfortable position for me. But it sure as hell is hard to argue long, right? I'm not even attempting to make that argument, except in that stop scenario. Huh? What even is this? You'd kind of expect this to play out, like something like that. But this just seems to have lost all of its step. What even is that? Maybe it's that same swoosh they were looking at on Bitcoin. I don't know. You're just chilling right there at what should be support. I don't know, man. This market. What crazy times, dude. S&P to break yesterday's low, looking to do it. Has not yet. Looks like it's going for it today. You had 1 hour of trading that almost made it back to yesterday's open. It got sold off, closed as a really ugly inverted hammer. Yeah, you got another red candle. That does not look good. I'm still waiting. S&P 500, 3,514. I think that's a solid support target. Why not? 10,600, I'll call it on NASDAQ. Dow Jones, you always look the worst. Can anybody tell me why Dow Jones? Like, I seriously don't know. That's what I'm asking. I don't know that. Like, I really don't know much about indices. I know how they work in general. I know about them, but I don't. Why does Dow Jones always look the worst? Is it because it's industrial? It's like industrial businesses and they're doing worse or something. Wow. Look at this. I don't even know what to call this. It's like just ugly. DJI is down from its high. 20%. Huh. Nasdaq's actually down more. People were talking about like, what was, how does that make sense? People were talking about how like stocks had given up their gains since March of 2020. I guess what they meant, because that's not true. I guess what they meant is like they've returned to like their February 2020 level. Maybe that's what they meant. Because stocks are still very much up from this wick low. 57% up. just to back there. I guess that's probably this is probably where you would look for support. Back to that February high right before the fall. Let's add that to all these. Wow. This has a lot more to go. That'd be logical. 9,714. $3,400, we'll call it. Not bad. Huh. Yeah, dollar might be breaking. Might be. This could get spicy. Higher high. Money flow, not a higher high, but you are bringing your lows up. Yep. Son of a bitch, dollar's looking to close strong. Son of a bee. Backtested that pocket. You fell, you broke out of the wedge. Backtest that pocket. If you retest the high, that's what you'd probably be looking for. Nothing yet. Adhering to the channel. Speaking of channel, subscribe to this channel if you haven't. The Greater Depression. There was the Great Depression, and now there is the Greater Depression. You don't want to short it to zero, dude. If it goes to zero, there's no one to pay you. Yes, that's not worth anything anymore. It's a stretch to say it's garbage. I don't think Ethereum's garbage. Certainly it's no Bitcoin, but Ethereum brought a lot to this space. That's why I talk about it, I don't know, not as much anymore. But I very much consider myself a maximalist, but I am not like the maximalists you know. Other coins bring value to the space. They do it in their own way. Bitcoin doesn't want to take those risks. Bitcoin didn't want to deploy smart contracts on the chain because they didn't know how it would go. Look at all these DeFi things collapsing. Ethereum's brought a lot. It's brought NFTs. Yeah, I don't even love NFTs, but NFTs brought a lot to the space. They just brought a new dynamic. They brought a new type of investor. You got to think of the space as a whole. That's why I hate tribalism. That's why I hate when people get all weird about their coin and like yell at people, I don't know, about other coins. It's like, dude, this whole thing is one giant ecosystem. Anything that is good for the space is good for everyone's project. Anything that's bad for the space is bad for everyone's project. Like, we're on the same team. We make up, I keep hearing numbers that it's like double digits % of adults own crypto. I don't know if I believe that. But we are a very small % of the world as crypto holders. Or even as crypto traders or people who know what crypto is. We're still a small %. We don't need like inside fighting. We have to like fight out. We have to fight against the whole like rest of the world. We don't need that extra pressure. If you want to love Ethereum, go for it. If you want to love like Ripple or XRP, sorry Ripple people, go for it. If you want to love Hex, go for it. You want to love ADA, go for it. Who cares? I find it's like super insecure of people when they have a preference and someone else has a different preference and they get like offended. It's like, are you really that like insecure about your belief that anyone believing differently somehow invalidates yours? I don't know. I don't give a shit if you're not a Bitcoin maximalist. You can be a Shiba maximalist. I don't care. Does not, like that doesn't, my belief doesn't change. Doesn't make Bitcoin worth less or something. I don't know. People are crazy. I think people just love being offended. It's the 2020s and being offended is in. It's a cool thing to do. Being offended. Look at all these gaps. This Swiss cheese of a chart. Lots of gaps. Speaking of gaps, let's look at CME. The shimmer. Yeah, we got some gaps. We got some new gaps. Doesn't really look like there's many more gaps here, does there? There's probably little gaps here and there. I don't really count them unless there's kind of a big space. We still do have a CME gap below us, unfilled. We filled the 25.3 to 23.7 gap. We do have a solid little gap below us, and that is down to 18.4. 18.4. Below that, we have the gap that left everyone effed. Left everyone effed. I think that one's close enough to being back, or close enough to being filled. On the way up, everyone was obsessed with CME. All the way through here, they were obsessed with CME, and they thought that CME gaps have to fill. So people literally started basically just trading CME gaps. If it opened with a gap down, they would go long till it closed, and if it opened, they basically made a self-fulfilling prophecy. But everyone was so convinced, we called them the Gap Boys. They were so convinced that CME gaps had to fill. And then October, September of 2020, we got this gap from 9.6 to 9.9 basically, and we never filled it. And I reckon some of the people calling for super low numbers, and I don't even say reckon, I know, a lot of the people calling for super low numbers sold all of their Bitcoin right here and never were able to get back in. And that is very likely the reason they're calling for it. They'll say the CME gap, whatever. Gaps don't have to fill. There is nothing fundamental about gaps. There's nothing that says they have to fill. There's no, I don't know. They pretty much fill. They fill because usually there is a volume void there. But they also fill just because they're self-fulfilling prophecies. Everyone's looking there. Everyone's going to go long or short until that gap's filled and then they close the position. That drives price towards them. They certainly don't have to. Certainly don't have to. Chat. This is not as spicy. I thought morning opens would be super spicy. This is not super spicy, man. I got scammed. I got rugged. Rugged on the spice. It's rug spice. I still think... So the 15 and the 5, we were looking for it to have one or two more red candles, then roll over, move back up, retrace. That's still looking very likely. Very, very likely here. It did go a little bit lower. 0.3% lower than where I was looking for the reversal. But I'm still looking for it. Sadly, it's not a huge upside. That'd be great. Maybe bad analogy. Island Boys, Gap Boys. I like the Gap Boys better. They dress better. What's up, Lord? Yeah, history allows us to build models for future results that are never guaranteed to replicate, as the model suggests. Yeah. I think people like to discount the past. But really, so here's your options. You can use data that exists or don't. And then what are you doing? You're making a model based on the past. Sure, it's not going to be perfect. It's not guaranteed to work. Or you're making a model based on nothing. And I feel like making a model based on data that exists is more intelligent than based on nothing, right? I'm not really trying to argue or counter you. I'm just putting that thought out there. It's what are the other options? There are no other options. It's either you're not using any data or you're using data from the past. You can't get data from the future, unfortunately. What's the upside on this bounce? Oh, dude, we're not aiming high. We're looking for 20,600, 20,700. Spice Rug. Oh no, Y2K, Spice Rug. Data trumps intuition any day. Agreed. There we go. You put it in better words than I did. You put it in better words. Data better than intuition, because that's the other option. What's up, Jeff Seymour? How you doing, man? Retouch of 21k possible before the market closes, do I think? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's possible. I would like to see it close higher, honestly. I'd like to see it close 22.3. I added a little short position there, even. Any thoughts on Polygon? Not really, Zemos. I haven't looked at it in a long time. It's been a little fruitless to look at alts lately, because they just mirror Bitcoin but are more exaggerated. Oh, I don't know what DeFi chain is, but yuck. Look at that. HNT, Monero, dang. Man, this whole market is just squashed. That's weird. T-Fuel definitely had $1 billion market cap yesterday or the day before. Now it's saying $500 million. What? The price is the same, though. What? And then when I go to market cap, it says the market cap's $2 billion. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't know. Look at Matic. Matic Polygon. Resting content. Yeah, I don't even need to pull up the chart. I will, but I don't even need to pull up the chart here. There we go. We getting our little bouncy bounce. Little bouncy house. I don't even need to pull up the chart, he says, as he pulls up the chart. 38 cents support. 29.2 cents support. Below that, your SOL, really. You might find some at 21, kind of like 22 to 21, but that would be such a random place for price to bounce. There's very little consolidation there. It's the way I see it, Matic needs to bounce here. Could fall as low as 29 too. But if it doesn't find support, doesn't find bids in that zone, you're falling down and you're looking to trade under 10 cents. Now it is extremely oversold like the rest of the market. Market Cipher actually giving the green dot on the weekly. Spicy. I wonder if you saw that. Giving the green dot on the weekly May 30th. That did not play out. That did not play out. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if it did hold support here. Obviously, it's going to come down to the rest of the market. If Bitcoin doesn't find support, Matic is very unlikely to find support. If Bitcoin does find support, Matic's very likely to find support. I think something like that could be done. Not financial advice. There is a huge downside on that. I'm just sharing how I would play it. I don't give financial advice. Trade at your own risk. Know your risks. But I could see something like this being a decent trade. I can see it being decent. Looking to stop below your supports. If you were a smarter person, you likely would just wait until 29.2. And if 29.2 never fills, then guess what? The bottom's in. Yay. If you waited, you might be able to play it a little smarter. Actually, let's see where that would go. I actually like that better. 7.5 or 26 risk to reward. So very low probability. This does not need to play often for that to be a profitable trade. Bullish divergence on your low there for Matic. Okay. Dude, Matic actually doesn't look that bad. I like this too on money flow on the daily. You have a lower high. Looks like momentum failed to break the previous high. You have a green dot on the daily as well. This is just what scares me. Is Matic... We looked at this the other day and we went through a bunch of charts. It's like Matic... On the monthly, just set no supports. No supports. It consolidated at 3 cents, broke out, and now it's in price discovery basically to the downside because there's almost no traded volume there. I think I put this 6 cents here because it is the macro 618 retracement, so that would be pretty. can be pretty. But there isn't technically support there either. This is just the retracement. There isn't technically support at like 6 or 7 cents. I don't know. This is a knife. If you do trade Matic, if you're looking to take it long, just have your stops set, man. Set them where you think is best and where the risk makes sense to you. But if it trades below 29 cents, it's probably probably not a great position. Probably. Ooh, Litecoin. Litecoin. Look at this. When was the last time we saw anything bullish? It feels like it's been forever since we've identified anything bullish. I miss it. LTC BTC though, man, this is looking pretty bullish. Not trying to shill my bag. You guys know I've been shilling Litecoin forever. I don't want you to buy it. That's not why I talk about it. You can buy it if you want. I'm not trying to get you to buy it. Just know that. I don't ever want you guys to I don't know. I don't want anyone to ever think I'm pumping my bags. But I've been vocal about Litecoin all the way up, and I probably will be all the way down until it starts going up again. I like this coin. What can I say? I like the new little pep in it step here. As long as it can hold these lows, it's looking to paint that flat top. Flat top resistance. With your lows coming up, that's a break to the upside. If you break your lows, you could take it from 2210, or you could do it from 212. You break your lows, patterns out, you bail. As long as those lows hold, man, you got a nice little triangle. You got a nice flag going on. And this bottom, the timing I talked about earlier, but the shape of this bottom too. That's like a capitulation bottom. The V shape, very powerful. You can see there was kind of the V shape back here. There was kind of, but this is not the same. Look at all the chop. It fell, and for a second it had that V shape, but then it sold off and it just chopped around. Bitcoin or LTC BTC has not seen. That's a little closer. But LTC BTC pair has not seen a bottom like this in a very long time. You look on the daily, you'll see it. Look at these previous bottoms. If you zoom in here, I think on the weekly even, it probably looks the best. There you go. On the weekly, you fell, you fell, you fell. You were in all-time low territory. Then you bullish engulfed. So hopefully Litecoin, LTC, BTC, hopefully it can hold over the next 2 days above 002118. If not, that kind of sucks. Back to the drawing board. But if it does hold, you have a bullish engulf in the weekly. But look back, this is what's catching my eye. Is look at these previous lows. These are not the same. This is rounded. This is rounded. This is a little bit closer. This is rounded. This is rounded. This is probably the closest thing back here. Either this, or there's one that actually looks a lot like it. That'll be here. Get that V shape. Now, it would be awesome if that's what we were about to see. But that's kind of a fool's hope or dream right now. I think we need to at least see some upside, right? Something. But this chart, dude, I don't know how this doesn't how does this not just rage to the upside at some point? I'm not sure. It even looks like a descending wedge. It looks like a descending wedge, and this is over 5 years. Descending wedge with a fake break. God, that would be beautiful. What, 5? Something like that. Turn around. Fingers crossed, someday. I don't know, I bought more Litecoin last week. If it goes lower, I'll probably buy more, and then I'll probably be done buying more, because at that point, I don't want too much Litecoin. S&P 500 broke yesterday's low. Sweet. Cool. Bounced. Probably going to trade sideways now. NASDAQ holding on to yesterday's low. After trading bullish engulfed in the first hour. First hour of trading and then selling back off. Very bearish take. Dixie is being very well behaved in our channel here, actually. Boom. Hit the top of the channel again. Maybe it returns to the middle of the channel. Maybe 1048. What's up, Shalom? Pain is coming. People selling the bottom. I mean, this is like how you can even tell if it's true, right? Are you new to crypto? If the answer is yes. This is like your first 2 years. The answer is yes. Okay, check. Then go to question 2. Are you selling right now? If the answer is yes, then you know it's not. You know that you're selling the bottom, basically. The most attractive time to sell when you're new will be the bottom. It will be the most logical. Well, not logical, but it'll be the time where it feels the best. I don't know. I'm not selling, so I can't tell. But if you're new and you're selling and price is this low, then you're probably selling the bottom. Indices are bouncing. Dollar, you about to show a little weakness? Actually, it might be. Not really, actually. Not really. Closed super strong. Might flow back up. We'll see. Isn't Walmart accepting Litecoin? I hope not. That was like a fake rumor a while ago. It like rallied a bunch and then got sold off. I don't care who accepts or doesn't accept it. Actually, Litecoin is one of the most transacted in currencies. Boom! All right, so our retracement hit. Yay, we didn't get skunked. Today's like the first stream in a while where we actually nailed it. Where did this go? I keep going back until our arrows are there. I should have left them on. There we go. Cool. Live TA'd. Live analyzed. It did sneak past our low. It did. But then it came right back up. Boom. Cool. The last few times we've looked at pretty much this exact same move, we've gotten this. It's like fallen and then gone, I don't know, just like an inch, a nudge up and then fallen again. We haven't been getting the back, the retracements, the full retracements. Interesting. There we go, nailed it. I'll take it. After all the W's in the last few weeks, I'll take, or all the L's in the last few weeks, I'll take this W, this little dub. Are we going to keep going? That must have been like 45 minutes ago. Was it 45 minutes ago? I said, wow. 45 minutes ago, we first looked at the 15-minute. I said, the 15-minute looks like the next two, like this candle, the next candle, the candle after that, next like 2 or 3. We're likely to see downside. 15-minute was saying short-term downside, but then it should look to roll over. And what happened? That's wild. That's also a lot of coincidence. That's a lot of luck. That's exactly what happened. It was like right here. No, this is when we started looking at it. It fell to the next retracement level, rolled over. Huh. Spicy. All right, there's our spice for the day. That's cool. What's up, Coins Chick? How you doing? What's up, Kelly Kellum? How you doing, man? Haven't seen you. Inverse head and shoulder on the 5-minute. Inverse head and shoulder on the 5. Where do you see that? If price came down to 20,000 or up to 20,900, then retraced it all, then fell down, then touched 20,900 again, maybe. Maybe. But we don't have, yeah, there's no, you have like you just have a high, then a higher high. That's not nearly enough. Not enough pieces for an inverse head and shoulder. Not yet. It could happen, though. I'm not saying it can't happen. But it is way too early. Way too early to look for it. Boom! Top of our box, our bounce filled. Nice. Ta-da! That's nice. See, we've been getting skunked. The last few streams, we've just been getting skunked with these retracements. And it makes me look bad. I feel like people join the stream and are like, what is this guy talking about? Price just went the total opposite way. That's the first one in a while that we've hit. And the bear times, it's like all we know. I don't know. The bull times, they're so fleeting. There was a YouTube chick a while back, Litecoin Lisa. I know who she is. She's in some of the crypto creator-y groups I'm in. I don't think she does YouTube anymore, though. Adding short if it goes up. Well, we talked about where I'm going to look to short, like add to a short, or at least, I don't know. Yeah, add to a short. Show me your bags. No, I won't. I won't. Number one mistake, Shalom, drop in knowledge. Number one mistake new people make is buying altcoins. They do it, and 99% of them lose. Yep. Now, I will say that doesn't mean you shouldn't ever buy altcoins. And I don't think that's even what Shalom's saying. I think what Shalom's saying is most new people enter the space and they look at Bitcoin and they say, I can't get rich fast enough with Bitcoin. They even will acknowledge that they could get rich. They're like, yeah, that might get me rich, but not fast enough. That's for boomers. And then they go all in. Maybe they pick up a little Bitcoin. Sometimes they don't pick up any Bitcoin. And then they get wrecked inevitably. That's why I've always preached here. I constantly have preached here that I think a good crypto portfolio has at minimum 50% Bitcoin. You could, if you have like 90% Bitcoin, 10% alts, you'll be all right. You still will probably see those alts get crushed. But you need that core, that stable core of Bitcoin in your portfolio. If you don't, well, if you don't, you know. You know what happens because you're experiencing it right now. Alts get decimated. Bitcoin gets decimated too. But it's just very different. It's very different. Cool. I wonder if this is where it's going to stop. Let's see. Womp. It's true, though. It's true. Alts have big gains, but the downside, that's the thing, is they have such large potential upside that it almost doesn't make sense to put tons of money in them. I think the Doge is the best example that I can speak from experience, or one of them, I guess. There's more, but Doge is the most recent, best known one. I had, I don't know, $150 worth of Doge. I held it for, I don't know, a really long time, years. 150 bucks worth. That $150 at the peak of the Doge hype was worth like 150 grand. No, I didn't sell it all at the top, but I pocketed a lot of profit. The most I could lose was $150, and that's if Doge went to zero. I couldn't lose more than the 150 I put in it. In crypto, you can have crazy upsides. That's kind of the whole asymmetric bet. Limit your downsides on alts by making your positions small. That's honestly my best advice. Have a majority Bitcoin. If you're going to do alts, do it responsibly. Limit your downside. Only spot. Don't leverage trade alts, you madman. You don't need a lot. And yes, you can turn around and say, but Tom, if you had all your money in Doge, then you'd be a millionaire. Yeah, dude, sure. But that's like saying if I knew the lottery numbers tomorrow, I'd be a millionaire. Yeah, duh. Like, yeah. That's just like a false reality that we kind of sell ourselves. We're like, but if I had all my money in it, yeah. But you wouldn't have been able to hold it. You would have seen it go down 50%. You would have been out. You wouldn't have been able to hold it for years. You'd freak out because you just lost all your money, basically. Waiting for it to come up. If it's going to be too impactful on the way down to hold, you're not going to make it on the way up either. You're going to see it go up, you're going to sell it. You're going to miss all the gains. It's tale as old as time in crypto. What's up, Vesemir? Only 30 more likes till 420. That's right. Well, yeah, it looks like 24 more likes. There's 500 watching. There are definitely 23 of you out there that haven't hit the like button. Please do it, just so we can get to 420. Everyone here wants their 420 license for the day, myself included. I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that at the pool. We can do it, fam. Right now. There we go. I love you all. Look at you being bosses. Smashing that button. Getting it up there. I think I missed a subscriber or two. Oiton. Altanil. That's a hard one. Welcome, my friend Shooting Star. Mike. Corbin Holtzman. That was a while ago. Sorry, I missed you, my friend. Oh. Productive Dude an hour ago sent a super chat. It didn't read it. Said it's going to test the previous all-time high from 2017, I think. What happens when it does? I think he was talking about Bitcoin. Likely there's orders there. Luckily there's people looking to buy there. If you look at the price action, you'll notice that we just came shy within, within 70 bucks of 20K. So all those orders sitting at 20K, if they were at 20,000 exactly, got swerved. They're sitting out. To me, that means price is trying to make them chase it up. M4JK, Magic Kid? Magic Kid? What's that, Magic Kid? Yeah, I'm having trouble with beverages today. First, the water splooged on me. Now this thing's like... Just use the dog's blanket to wipe that off. That actually made it grosser than it being wet. Ooh. I gotta piss. Man, we're losing views. Losing viewsers. Are we losing viewers, or is that just in my head? It's hard to tell on my side because it literally will give us two. It'll give us two concurrent viewer counts. Look at this. So it says it up here. It says 428, and then you can't actually see this. And then it says it right here, 478.
Yo, Tom, can you do a quick tar on silver? Cup and handle on the monthly? Is that even possible?
Of course it's possible, my friend. Of course. We can look at silver. I absolutely need to go to the bathroom. Vlad, my man. It's good to see you, Vlad. I gotta pee really fast. I'm like shaking here in my seat doing a pee dance. Don't go anywhere though. Stream's not over. And we're gonna look at silver here on the monthly for Vlad. As soon as I come back, I'm gonna make it quick. In the meantime, you can check out the sponsors. You can jump in the Discord. You can follow me on Twitter. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Grab a beer, smoke one if you got them. Be 2 minutes. Here though. All right, see, I told you to be fast. No matter where I put this, it always blocks something I need. Declaration of emergency and authorization for temporary extensions of time and duty-free importation of solar cell modules. Okay. Actually, that makes sense. That makes sense. Biden, he employed, or not employed, he invoked the Wartime Production Act for solar panels, I believe. It's the one thing Biden's ever done in the entire presidency that I'm like, right on page, dude. If we're going to use that freaking Wartime Act thing, let's at least use it to make something useful. And solar panels are useful. They're a net investment in our infrastructure. Interesting. Silver right at the macro support 2165. Seeing a cup and handle on the monthly was the question. I don't know if I see a cup and handle. We'll find out. Yeah. I don't know if I see a cup and handle, but what I think I do see is an old friend. I'm trying to pull up the schematic. Dog scared the crap out of me. An old friend. You may see an old friend here. There you go. Wick off, Mr. Whack Off. Let's see. No, we ended with a lower low, so it's not perfect. It's not a perfect whack off. Can't have that lower low, huh? Because it really did look like kind of the spring and then the SOS painting. Maybe not. Let's go to a bigger time frame. Yeah, I don't see a cup and handle. Unless you mean... No, even zoomed out, I don't see a cup and handle. Honestly, I kind of just see this again. Silver could run. Although the whole dynamic of paper silver and whatnot does seem to keep its price pretty collared. It can trade as low as 1873. And I will remain bullish on it. I think I'm still bullish here. I like this pattern on the monthly. I'm bullish on it, but I'm certainly not investing in it. I like this pattern on the monthly with this wedge, this falling wedge. Something like that. As long as it's above its 618 retrace, I think it's good. I do like how it broke and then flagged basically back to that resistance that it was kept under for about 10 years. If it can hold there, that's very strong. It can fall as low as, like I said, 18-ish and still okay. And silver was cheap in 2002. It's up 10x in 20 years. Although 10x in 20 years is probably not that good. Yeah. I don't have much else to say about it. It does not look super volatile. Like, the problem I would have with trading silver, I think silver and gold, titanium, whatever, palladium, probably they're very good for diversifying a portfolio. I think every portfolio should have some exposure to gold. Like, I own some PAX G, just because it was easy to acquire. But the problem is that, like, to trade it, you're waiting months and months and months for any kind of move. Like, silver broke out almost 700 days ago, and now it's just back to where it was. Like, it's just very low volatility. I think it's not ideal for trading, but I think it is a fundamental part of probably any balanced portfolio. Ooh. Just as we said, literally looked at this and said, looks like it's trying to return to the middle of the channel. So what happens here? I don't know. It might return to the top of the channel again, fall back down. Either way, it's likely to find resistance at the top and support at the bottom. That's a snipey though. Look at that. Look at that precision. Dollar showing weakness, so we would expect stocks to have a little green. Let's see, do they have a little green? Kind of. S&P 500, kind of. NASDAQ, kind of. It is looking to retest it. Retest yesterday. That actually wouldn't be bad. I'd like to see the dollar fall. I'd like to see it fall down. Something like this. To see that. That's what I'd like to see. Maybe give us a diamond. Something along those lines. Hopefully I looked at it enough for you, Vlad. I gotta pull up the chat. What's up, Puto? Puto has subscribed. Welcome, Puto. Make sure to join the Discord. We're gonna do a live airdrop after the stream, as we do every live stream. That's right. All you have to do is be in the Discord. When you join, you'll be in a room called Verified. Just click the green checkmark emoji and you're verified. If you see any other rooms, then you're verified. You won't see the verified room anymore. No problem, Vlad. It's good to see you, brother. You're worried about Bitcoiner? Coins chick, one sec. I don't know. Why? What did he do? He hasn't posted in a while. I'll make sure. I'll reach out. You know, let me send a text. Yeah, he hasn't posted. He usually posts like many times a day. I'm gonna text Miss Teen Crypto and ask. Just for you. There we go. Text is sent. Yeah, I'm curious too. He hasn't posted. It's unusual for him. You know, this is the time though that people disconnect. You know, they just stop paying attention. You'll see that crypto. This is why community is so important, and why you'll notice that a lot of our community has been in the space a long time, because in general, people come and go, and they may, you know, just randomly appear when you least expect it. Just randomly come back. But this space is very revolving. Very few people stay in this space. I guess that's why I'm such a oddity. But yeah, I hope he's alright. I'm about to see you fall. Please no, Jack. Don't fall. Travis, don't you encourage me. Don't you encourage me to show LTC BTC. Dude, this has my eye. Like, you'll notice I haven't talked about Litecoin in a while. I talk about it a good amount. It is like one of my favorite things. But it's the only reason I'm talking about it is because it's doing something. It's actually moving. It actually looks good. It has not looked good in a long time. Flat top. Lows coming up. Just hold those lows. Tom convinced your boss to pay in Bitcoin. Yeah, cool. I don't know who your boss is, but shout out to your boss. Make sure you're getting some dollars, though. Unable to cross the 200 MA since 3.5 hours. It has to be above the 200 MA on the 1 minute. It has to be. Or at least that rally has to be. Right? That's not what we want. Crap. There we go. Yeah, look, it did. It broke it for a second. It closed one candle outside of it. And then it rallied again, now it's dumping. Womp. That's funny, that 200... The 200 moving average on the 1 minute was like precisely at our box when it pierced there. It could look worse. Definitely don't love the way that looks, though. Yuck. Yeah. So I'm chilling out. 15 minutes, still slowly following the TA. Can you sue Bitcoin? Yes. Go for it. Go get some RDD. Dang, Cormy, that is a RDD. That's a name I have not heard in many a moon. What's up, 808 Hawk? Yo, what's the macro BTC break of structure to the upside? Dude, you got so much. Like, I would say to like a macro breakout, you have so far to go. Like I don't know, 30K. 30K and you can start getting excited. Like, not even. 30K and you can like maybe say there's some kind of reversal. You can go all the way back to 25k, just back test that support as resistance, and like nothing has happened. Just baiting. You could go higher. Go back to the top of this channel. It's almost at 30, and then you could drop back down. Even at 30, though, it's like even at 30, you really haven't gone anywhere. You have to see some kind of higher low hold. Do something like that. Then you have to see a higher high. Like, we're so far away. The only, like, thing that could happen, in my opinion, outside of this, like, you know, stair stepping that I just drew out, would be, and this is not likely, in my opinion, but that would just be like a straight up squeeze capitulate, like straight up. It would have to go very far too. Even at 40k, you're still below the 200 daily. Like, you have to go so far. I would say like 48. If you get above 48, things are looking good. That's actually kind of the beauty of this chart right now. Is the way this has fallen has made it like it's made it so the recovery point is very high. Like, you fell. This was the only real. This is it. Like, you have this swing high here, and then you have 48k, and like that's it. Like, those are like the only levels. Then you have obviously 69k. That's it. It set this up for spice. Like, this is set up for some crazy spice. Let's see the 200 weekly. The 20 weekly, right about there, 36, 37. Huh. The way this has fallen is just so suspicious to me. It's very unusual. You don't see things fall without retracing like this very often. What the hell? What is on this chart? There we go. Looks like we're trading sideways now. Weekend chop, yeah, probably. The Bitcoin ETF is here. Bitcoin's the same price it was in 2017. It was for, I don't know, 6 hours. And it still wasn't this high. But I know what you're saying. Let's be real, though. Whenever the ETF comes, it's going to catch everyone off guard. Like, people aren't going to be able to pile in before the ETF has, like, already begun accumulation. I would not be surprised if we see an ETF approved this summer. That would not shock me. Grayscale is going to court with the SEC over article whatever. I forget what it is. But the article is basically, you're breaking your own rules by not approving the ETF. Because you've approved a derivatives ETF, and any concerns that you would have about a spot ETF, you would have about the derivatives ETF, and you, according to your own bylaws, have to treat them the same. And I think they will win that case. Whenever it goes to court. Court battle's not always resolved quickly. It seems like the suits are flying lately too, doesn't it? Well, this is kind of boring. I'm just going to read chat. Nothing's really going on. You can make $1 million if you own one in a very short time. That's if the ETF gets approved and you got that right timing, yeah. They don't care about truth. They've been paying attention to the court system. Okay. Like, I'm not doubting that. But, I don't know. What else do we go on then? Like, that's it. That's all we got. They are in violation of their own laws. It's undeniable. They're in violation of whatever article that is. You can't approve a derivatives ETF and then say, oh, we can't approve the spot because of XYZ. The spot will have less issues than the derivatives. So it's very much cherry picking. Picking winners and losers. That's a lot of hope. Dude, we smoke the best hopium here. We have the best hopium. Too much chat, bad for trading decisions. To keep her up. That's right, Lord. Yeah, good to have you, brother. It's pretty boring. There's not a lot going on. I was hoping we would get a little more spice on the market opens, but not yet. There's plenty of time in the day for that spice to come, but does not seem like it's going to happen while we're live anyway. That's usually the case. Usually that's the case anyway. Like as soon as we end the stream, it'll get hot. Get volatile. But it'll wait till we hit end. Once everyone has their positions ready, let me know, then I'll end it. Yeah. Oh, Mount Gox, a rehab. Yeah. Someday. Caster Troy, man, usually lurking. Just wanted to say it's comforting to go through these times with the Crown community. Bro, that's what we're here for. That's above all else. That's pretty much why we started the channel. It's just, you're going to find people that you used to hear from a lot in crypto are just going to disappear. That includes creators, includes your friends. Because they're going to get bored or angry. They're going to walk away. But we'll be here. We were here through the last bear market. We'll be here through this bear market. End stream, restart stream. Wow. Why? The reason is communism doesn't work. What? Where are people talking about communism? They capitulated. Dude, there's a lot of capitulation. 3 Arrows capitulated. Celsius capitulated. Who else got liquidated? Futures ETF was false. That was just a really confusing situation, dude. Like, think about that. It's like ETFs approved. Oh, Coins Chick, if you're still here, Miss Teen Crypto said she doesn't know. He's just been gone for a bit. So I wouldn't assume anything bad. I'm telling her viewers are asking about him. Yeah, I wouldn't assume anything bad, but people will take breaks. It's actually amazing how many of you are still here, like that joined in the last year or so. It's kind of amazing. Shalom, how many people are here from when we were chatting for the first times? It's like me and you and no one. Why are there so many bear flags in a bear market? I don't know. Where else would they be? Where else would they be hanging out? Bear flag, bearish structure, bear market, bearish price action. Makes sense. This is really sideways. I like that it's sideways up here, though. I'm glad that it didn't fall back down and then go sideways. RC Junior Play. What's up, man? You're reading. Your emoji's reading. Let's see your trade then, big man. Bro, I'm not a big man. I'm like under, I don't know, under average height slightly dude. That's how I describe myself. If Jordan has done a sock eating stream yet? Nope. Alchemist is here. You see Joey around. Yeah, dude, but think about it. Kramer said Bitcoin's going to 12K. Yep, bottom's in then. Kramer is the worst Bitcoin trader outside of Adam Portney or whatever. Portney might be worse. Kramer is definitely gunning for that spot. One or the other. Kramer has been bullish at every top and bearish at every bottom. As long as he, since he learned what the words crypto were. It's amazing. It's an amazing counter indicator. Peter Schiff on that same kind of boat as well. Peter Schiff, very good at being bearish at the bottom. And being bearish at the top. So, yeah. It's time for commission to stop denying categorically spot crypto exchange traded products, Pierce stated. The commission's resistance to a Bitcoin ETP is becoming almost legendary. It's pretty amazing, actually. Pretty amazing that they've managed to push it off this long. 1 minute triangle. What time are we looking at? Honestly, we looked for short-term reversal into our box. We got it, and now it's just trading sideways. So we're not really looking at anything. Kind of just waiting. Waiting to see how this resolves. It's not so spicy. Time to pump. What's up, new and fallen angel? You haven't been around. I think you used to have a wrench. I think I took it away because you were gone for so long. You can have your wrench again. You lost the same trade as Portney. Fair enough. Fox NewsCon for sub 10K. Same with CNBC. I mean, I think if ever bottoms were confirmed, Fox News, Kramer, CNBC, like, they can't be right. They can't be right. Ready to rip that band-aid off? Me too. You got the same sunglasses? Right on, dude. We're shade bros. Oh. You know what? I'm gonna message Bitcoiner. I'm gonna message him. I don't know. I don't know him that well, but we've spoken a few times, and like I don't know. I find myself, I care about everyone. You guys know that. I just have too big of a heart. Okay, just send him a message. All right. No matter where I put this freaking cup, it is always in the way. I don't know. You didn't lose a wrench. You never had one. Unless it was under a different name. Bum, bum, bum. I believe every nation will hold Bitcoin eventually. I do believe that. I don't think the economy is in a good state, though. You're doing great, Tom. Thanks for the content. Thank you, my friend, whose name I cannot pronounce because I don't know how to say those letters, but thank you. Thank you, brother. You just joined. You in the long or short? Technically, I'm in a long, but it's the price isn't moving. This is like kind of irrelevant. What's up, A-Man? Yeah, I like that. Shalom said, remember, all of these cryptos are just derivatives of Bitcoin, including CBDCs. I like that. When they make CBDCs, they'll just be Bitcoin derivatives. I like that. That's a good way to put it in perspective. What's the most significant percent trade-wise you made that impacted your life? Honestly, none. I don't make trades that are huge percents. In general, I follow the 2% rule. When will the government accept cum rocket? I'll allow that. When? Not soon enough. Yeah, I'm kind of just waiting too. I have this like little long open, but it's just a stupid play. It's just to have something up. It's like just looking to stop below the low, like 19,999. It'll almost certainly get stopped. It's just a long position. Because what was I gonna do? Just like short it here or something? No. Honestly, I should add to it just to lower my average. That stop is so close. But I'm not going to because I don't like that bet. There's just not a lot going on. But we're trading on Phemex. Channel sponsor. Check them out. Fat deposit bonuses. There we go. Dollar's breaking down. Looking to explore that bottom of our rising channel here, it looks like. This has played out perfectly. CBDCs are pre-mined shitcoins, you're right. El Fumador is El Rectador. Playlist, please. Unfortunately, this playlist is just like songs that I've thumbsed up on Pretzel Player, but you can listen to all these songs that are copyright free on Pretzel Player. Huh. Dollar's dropping. Stocks are not really moving. Bitcoin not really moving. Yep. It's like the perfect end of stream price action. As soon as we end the stream, price will move. It'll just like jump crazy, probably. Usually does. But until we do, it won't. So we're holding the markets hostage right now by being live. Hostage. We got 500 likes. That's pretty good. We hit the one target we put out today. Nothing has really happened. I think everybody should join the Discord. We're going to do a live airdrop like we do after every stream. You'll get all of them just by being in there. Bueller. Make sure you've liked and subscribed. Wasn't that hype of a day. We went live super early for us. We did see Chavs Re, Aaron Nugent, Snow for You, and Erkin also subscribe. Shout out to those bros and fam members alike. Check out Market Cipher and Phemex, our sponsors. Great peoples, great tools, great exchange. Highly recommend them. Follow me on Twitter. You know what? Check out the We Are CC podcast links in there. Just in general, the links in the video description. Jump in the Discord. I'm going to do the airdrop. I think it's like that time. Someone messaged me saying, I'll have to check that out. Fief on the beat. Message you in a minute. Get ready for Price to Move, fam. We'll be live again soon. I'm going to go swimming. Everybody enjoy the good day. Good vibes, good energy. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. I love you all. And get ready for Price to Move because I'm ending the stream.